So, very quick Bitcoin update, bit of a market update, but we're going to use Bitcoin today. A lot of people are freaked out once again because of yet another drop in this market. Is this drop going to get bought up? We will see. We'll go through some signs right now. So, let's jump straight into it and let's get to it. Social media, especially YouTube and X and stuff at the moment, is full of fear again from what I am seeing. Now, yes, the market has fallen over the past 24 hours, and the date of me making this video is the 8th of January. So this is as of the 8th. But at the moment, guys, Bitcoin has basically fallen 7%. These are very, very normal pullbacks in this market. And these type of pullbacks are always met with extreme fear, and especially from big accounts as well sometimes, which then becomes infectious right across the industry. So first thing we want to point out here is that 7% is extremely light in terms of a Bitcoin correction and very, very normal. And you're going to see loads of these. I mean, they happen all the time. Okay. 7%, 10%, 15%, 20%. How it affects altcoins is all down to Bitcoin dominance. We've done loads of videos on Bitcoin dominance. We'll link one here. But so please feel free to go and watch my Bitcoin dominance videos because that might help you a lot in the understandings of where we might go. So one thing I just want to stress just here is that we had this line that we drew a while back. Okay. And I was going to put it back in place for people to see. So I've already drew this line beforehand, okay? And then, yeah, we had this breakdown that was what might have been considered a swing failure pattern. We can throw what that means up here now, but we may have had a deviation or a swing failure pattern to them lows, liquidity sweep, and then we bounced off again. At the moment, we are now back to test this trend. So is there signs to worry? We'll go through that towards the end. I don't really want to leave it on a bad note, and it's not necessarily bad, but we'll go through that. Another thing that I wanted to stress as well, people, is the 1 hour and 4 hour time frames. These are really good trading time frames. They're not realistically going to signal to you a bull or bear market, an actual full structural change, bull bear type of situation. You want to be looking at dailies and obviously 3 days and weeklies and monthlies if you are definitely a long-term holder. If you're a spot holder, long-term holder, you're here for the foreseeable, then you want to be on them high time frames. There'll be a lot of people from yesteryears and other previous runs. I've been through 3 of them now. That when you're getting so irate on little time frames, you can do really stupid decisions and you take your eye off the main price. So just here on the 30th of December, the price was in and around 91.5 to 92. Currently today, we're just hovering above 95K. So at this moment in time, week to week, currently, we are still on a higher low at this stage. On the 26th, we was in and around 99.8 thousand, but then just 2 days ago on the 6th of Jan, we ended up peaking at 102. So now we have a higher high. So this is a potential change of character and break of structure in the market. Fingers crossed. I will do a video a bit more on that in the near future for you. What I will do is there is another moment not so long ago. Yes, just here. And then on the 5th of August, we was at 49,000. And then we did put a very big retrace in. If you're a non-believer, that's one way I would look at this. I wasn't scared in this moment, and I kept on buying a few more coins low. But then just here, there is a low, then there is a higher low. We end up changing the character on the market, and then we end up breaking the structure, which came in and around here, or here. So the structure change came in around 61, 60, 61, 62. Then the market moved off once again, and we went off into a big some people call it parabolic move. It was a really big move, very, very impulsive, and this is where we are today. So on social media, there's loads of drawings going on at the moment. There's a lot of people drawing distributional models, so Wyckoff distributions. And is that something to be looking at? I would not write that off just yet. I mean, it's there to see, but remember, this is a 4 hour time frame. This is not a weekly or a monthly, which do look extensively different And again, in the near future, I will do a video on them long-term outlooks. So we've got one way of looking at things, that the trend is holding, which is a good sign. We've got a low, then a higher low currently, and we've got a high and a higher high currently, just the same way we had previously, and we had a big rally. We do then have other visuals. One thing I want to stress, I've done this in multiple videos, is technical analysis is basically a game of probability, but please try and keep your technicals sane. That's one thing I would say. Keep them sane, keep them true to form. So if you're in the middle of learning how to do TA, then just don't deviate into something that really looks unnatural. Try and look at everything in all ways, which is what we're going to go through today. So we've got this type of look, and a lot of bullish speculators are looking to send Bitcoin into 115s, 120s. That is an area that I'm also looking at for the bull run, and maybe even into 150s, but we'll get to that in the near future. So then the other drawings that people are trying to suggest online now is, could we be starting to put in a bit of a bull pennant in this area as well? So we've got little signs of slight distribution on the 4-hour time frame. Is the 4-hour time frame stronger than weekly time frames? We've had a very large ETF inflow currently since ETS went live on Bitcoin. And every single time it's looked like we're about to fall into that doomsday type of scenario, there is a huge buy up of a low. So Michael Saylor's been buying, other institutions are buying, ETF inflows are still better and more net positive than outflows. So is there major warning signs in this market? It's hard to say. Bitcoin for me is in a very good place. I think even if we ended up breaking low, we could come to horizontal to 86 and then bouncing back up. What I would always say to anyone, if you are taking on a little bit more of a technical analysis journey and you're looking to make a few plays on the back of TA, I would always prioritize horizontals first, and then we go with trend. That's just something that I've always done for many years now. And in the end, it does work for me. But does not mean that trends don't work. They do, they exist. There are things, EMAs, liquidity, heat mapping, whatever we might be doing in the near future, which we will cover on this channel the more we grow. So yeah, warning signs, minimal currently on these lower time frames, because these are low time frames. What's going to happen with the likes of Bitcoin dominance? Is Ethereum going to wake up? Like I did in the previous video as well, XRP, hbar, velo, XLM, the ISO coins are looking extremely bullish now. So is the money potentially going to rotate from Bitcoin into altcoins as well? That's something else we need to be looking at. Bitcoin can fall, people, whilst the alt market goes up. Unfortunately, we've not really experienced that much this cycle. That fills me with a lot of confidence, fills me with a lot of hope, because we still got a big part of what we would expect in this cycle to go, which is money rotation from Bitcoin into altcoins, e.g., alt season. So fingers crossed that we get it. So pros and cons, we could drop low. Let's see what damage it would do to the alt market. Hopefully not too much, but we're only going to find out one way. And there is times where Bitcoin can pump, and altcoins, as you've been seeing recently, are not moving exactly toe-to-toe with it, and Bitcoin keeps outperforming. The tides can change, and that's what we're going to be trying to evidence and look out for in the next coming days, coming weeks. We do also have Donald Trump coming into power on the 20th of January. We already seen what the election result done to the market, which was send the market off into a really big run. So when he is in power, will that be an automatic rally at that point? Let's see. Time will tell. It is certainly an interesting moment for crypto. And that's it from me. Just a really quick roundup, mainly because I'm seeing a lot of fear out there in the market. Definitely warning signs, but a lot of this fear always comes off the back of people looking at 5% drops, 10% drops on Bitcoin, for then the market to rally once again, like 49k Bitcoin, 108k Bitcoin, not so long after we fell to 49. And then we can replicate examples of this over and over again. Time frame confluence is major important in these markets. If you are in this for the long term, in my opinion, as always, I would be always prioritize on the long terms first. And then if you are going into them short terms, what is your reasoning for it? And is it for trades? Because that's exactly the time frames that I use to make the trades. And just to say on the back of this, guys, the links are down below. They're in the description. We have a good, decent, very, very strong trading group in there as well. So feel free to come and join us on any social that you want. And that is it from me. And I'll see you in the next one. I am Fitzo Crypto. Ciao.